Hi, I'm Dr. Bill Lyle and I practice obstetrics and gynecology. One of the phrases that's being used a lot by both politicians and TV doctors is follow the science. We must follow the science. Well, okay, let's follow the science. Let's follow the science regarding the preborn. First, babies are surviving in our NICUs and doing very well at 23 weeks gestation, and some reported at 22 weeks gestation. So if we follow the science and a baby survives and does great in our NICU when it's born at 22 or 23 weeks, then that's a person. And if that's a person, a patient is a person no matter how small, and legally these persons should have full protection. So why do we have so many states that allow abortions of these babies which, if born at 22 or 23 weeks, survive and do well in our NICUs? That makes no sense. If we follow the science, if they're a patient on the inside and they're able to survive on the outside, then that should be protected. But let's follow the science a little bit more. How else do we treat the preborn as patients when we follow the science? Well, we follow the science and we can now see that we are doing surgery on these babies at 22 weeks gestation. We're doing life-saving corrective heart surgery on these babies at 22 weeks gestation. We are doing life-saving spina bifida and tumor removal surgery on these babies at 22 weeks gestation. So if we're doing life-saving surgery on these patients on the inside, if we follow the science, then these are patients, and if they are patients, they are persons, and if they are persons, they need to be protected. Let's follow the science a little bit more. Let's follow the science even before that. Let's go to 18 weeks gestation and let's follow the science. Do you know we can do blood transfusions to babies in the womb as early as 18 weeks gestation? Why would we give the baby a blood transfusion? Because there are conditions where the mom's antibodies are crossing the placenta and are actually attacking the baby's blood. And that baby's blood count will drop. It'll drop to the point that the baby will actually go into heart failure and die. So what do? We give the baby a blood transfusion with a needle that we guide right into the umbilical cord, and we give the baby a blood transfusion. Blood that maybe you donated at the Red Cross or One Blood. As an adult, we take that O negative blood and we can transfuse it and save the baby's life. So if we follow the science, and we're following the science, and we're saving babies' lives by giving them a blood transfusion, if it's a patient, it is a person. If it's a person, it deserves our protection. Well, let's follow the science a little bit more. Let's go down to 7 weeks after conception. Do you know that we can actually do a blood test on the mom 7 weeks after conception, and we can isolate out some DNA from the baby, and we can actually test for dozens and dozens of different conditions, and I can even tell you if this is XY or XX chromosomes on this baby. We cannot just do this with one baby. We can even do that when there's twins. So if we can tell if it is a boy or a girl 7 weeks after conception, just with a simple blood test on the mom, if we follow this amazing science, then if it is a patient, it is a person. If it's a person, it deserves our protection. Well, let's follow the science a little bit more. If we follow the science at the moment of conception, one egg, one sperm get together. If we follow the science, that first cell at that moment of conception is genetically unique from the mom, genetically unique from the dad. This is the new person. If you've ever done 23andMe, Ancestry.com, and you've wanted to see what your background is ethnically as far as your genetics, where you came from and where your family tree originates from, we can actually get the same DNA that they look at with Ancestry.com to see your family history, and we can determine it from that first cell. Your DNA did not change from that moment of conception. Your chromosomes, half from your mom, half from your dad, at that moment of conception, doesn't matter if you are 20 years old, doesn't matter if you are 80 years old, your DNA does not change. So we follow the science. The DNA that is in all of your cells right now is the same DNA, the same chromosomes, the same map of who you are as it was at that moment of conception. So if we follow the science as far as babies surviving at 22, 23 weeks, if we follow the science as far as doing surgery on these babies on the inside at 22 weeks gestation, if we follow the science as far as treating them as patients and giving them life-saving blood transfusions, if we follow the science as far as studying their DNA and even knowing if they are a boy or a girl as early as 7 weeks after conception. If we follow the science of that moment of conception, we are genetically unique from the mom and genetically unique from the dad. The mom is an amazing life support system for the baby, but is a different person, separate from dad, separate from mom. So if we follow the science, the preborn are patients. If they are patients, they are persons. And if they are persons, they need our protection. So God bless you all. If you have any questions, you get a hold of me through my website, prolifedoc.org, and you can have a Merry Christmas, because we are celebrating the gift that God gave to the world, which was an unplanned pregnancy. That was Jesus Christ, who came to take away the sins and to be our Savior and to offer salvation for all. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Have a safe New Year, and I'll talk to you later.